So, as you all may or may not know, the Writers and Actors Guilds are currently striking, and that is pretty cool. It's not pretty cool, however, if you're somebody with a show and you really want to keep making that show so you can keep making those sweet, sweet scab dollars. Salmon Moose, thank you for subscribing on Twitch with Prime. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. So this is kind of old news, but I figured I'd catch you guys up to where we're at, okay? So basically, Drew Barrymore, she's a famous lady from a long acting family, and she announced that she was going to restart her talk show in the middle of the strike. Now, this was very confusing, right? This was confusing because a lot of people had seen her publicly supporting the strikes. And it's just a bit weird that she suddenly was not. And the Writers Guild of America tweeted out, the Drew Barrymore TV show is a WGA-covered struck show that is planning to return without its writers. The Guild has and will continue to picket struck shows that are in production during the strike. Any writing on the Drew Barrymore show is in violation of WGA strike rules. So basically, this came out and nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. And just day after day after day of people being really, really, really mad at Drew Barrymore, who's basically her entire persona is like happy, lighthearted, you know, I'm just giving people what they love, you know, type situation. And turns out that can actually have an effect sometimes.
Nothing I can do or say in this moment to make it okay. I wanted to own a decision so that it wasn't a PR protected situation.
By the way, there's absolutely 0% chance that she put out this video without a PR person walking her through how to present herself. She's not wearing makeup. She's looking disheveled. This is like right out of the celebrity apology playbook.
And I would just take full responsibility for my actions. I know there's just nothing I can do that will make this okay for those it is not okay with. I fully accept that. I fully understand that.
Shaking my damn head. She couldn't even memorize her lines for this. Hey, idiots are taking over.
There are so many reasons why this is so complex. And I just want everyone to know my intentions have never been in a place to upset or hurt anyone.
Except the writers. Fuck them writers.
It's not who I am. I've been through so many ups and downs in my life, and this is one of them. I deeply apologize to writers.
Oh, the idiots are taking over. Thank you for subscribing with Prime and for kicking off a hype train. That's something I haven't seen over on Twitch for a while since people moved over to riverboat.gg. Hell yeah, thank you so much.
I apologize to unions. I deeply apologize.
Yeah, she's literally a member of SAG-AFTRA. like yo, you knew this was gonna go poorly. Why? The dollar signs just got too big.
I don't exactly know what to say because sometimes when things are so tough, it's hard to make decisions from that place.
Again, you're like wealthy beyond measure. How are things so tough for you that you decided to put your show back on the air in violation of multiple unions?
So all I can say is that I wanted to accept responsibility. And no, I don't have
Spitfire,
a PR
thank you for gifting us sub the very knifey duck over on Twitch chat.
My decision to go back to the show, I didn't want to hide behind people. So I won't.
I didn't want to hide behind people, so I won't. I fucked up, but we're gonna do it anyway.
And I won't polish this with bells and whistles and publicists and corporate rhetoric. I'll just stand out there and accept and be responsible.
Hey, Nindrain.
There's a huge question of the why. Why am I doing this?
Good question.
Well, I certainly couldn't have expected this kind of attention.
Why? You're Drew fucking Barrymore. And you're like one of the only people crossing the picket line. How could you not expect this?
We aren't gonna break rules, and we will be in compliance.
It's so... I hadn't actually watched this. I had heard how bad it was. But, like, she's, like, literally, like, almost on the verge of tears while saying, like, I take full responsibility and we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna go and do our show.
I wanted to do this because, as I said, this is bigger than me, and there are other people's jobs on the line. And since launching live in a pandemic...
But, like, this is what I don't get, right? Like, she's wealthy enough to pay her production crew. Like, if she's like, oh, we need to do this for the crew, you're wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. With a small fraction of it, she could be paying... like her crew's salaries for years without them doing any work whatsoever. Drew Barrymore net worth. Yeah, she has a net worth of $125 million. Like, okay, bitch.
I just wanted to make a show that was there for people in sensitive times.
I also think that on her show, which is called The Drew Barrymore Show, she's a producer, so she could just continue paying everyone. It's not like it's beyond her power. Not like, no.
And I weighed the scales and I thought, if we could go on during a global pandemic and everything that the world has experienced through 2020, why would this sideline us?
Lily Love Stuff, I think there's a slight difference in that A21 is a studio production company, whereas I don't think Drew Barrymore is like the head of the production company. Like, I don't think she can make decisions individually on her production that would fly in the face of the whatever studio she's working with, if that makes sense.
So I want to just put one foot in front of the other and make a show that's there for people, regardless of anything else that's happening in the world, because that's when I think we all need something that wants to be there, being very realistic in very realistic times.
Jesus Christ. It's so bad. You know, if we didn't make a show, then the world would spin into chaos. Because everyone needs the Drew Barrymore show. Without it, everything's wonky.
So that is my why.
Oh my god, that's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Oh no. Oh, I can see why people were so furious about this. Oh god. Chat, thank you for the level 2 hype train. I appreciate it. I actually just stopped screaming since learning that the DBS was on pause. Oh god. Also, like, I just need to note it's wonderful to see how hard people have been going on her for this. This is NPR. Drew Barrymore's Hollywood labor scuffle isn't the first for her family. Like, goddamn, you're going into like the history of the Barrymores here. Oh god. Barrymore in particular became the center of the storm. When the writers' strike first started in May, she publicly said she was in support and even turned down hosting the MTV Awards. Then last week, she announced her show would resume. There were protests on social media, even some by her own writers. The National Book Awards rescinded its invitation for her to host its annual ceremony. On Friday, Barrymore seemed to double down on the decision to resume. She posted a tearful video message on Instagram saying, "I deeply apologize to writers. I deeply apologize to unions. I apologize." Barrymore said she was taking full responsibility for the decision to resume. But that video inspired so much vitriol, people online called her a scab, which she is, that Barrymore quickly deleted it. Over the weekend, she posted again saying she had listened to everyone and is no longer airing her next season until the strike ends. Oh god, dude. Echoes of the past. Drew Barrymore was the most public about her decisions and probably the most talked about. She's been famous her entire life as a member of the Hollywood acting royalty. People still remember her as the little girl who was friends with E.T. in the 1982 movie. Oh god, dude. Yeah. Here. It was a pretty poor thing for Miss Barrymore to do. Here's a story I learned while researching Oscar wars and how Drew Barrymore's great aunt, Ethel Barrymore, was pivotal in blocking a Hollywood labor action exactly 94 years ago, and the huge consequences it had. Literally, her aunt, Ethel Barrymore, was a strike breaker. Oh my god, dude. In 1929, there was no SAG. Actors Equity represented stage actors, and Ethel Barrymore had been very involved in its fight for recognition 10 years earlier. With Talkie's ascendant, Equity president Frank Gilmore was actively trying to unionize Hollywood actors under Equity. That June, Gilmore made a shock announcement. No Equity actors could appear in a sound picture without an all-union cast. Under sustained pushback from the studios, actors walked off the sets and got jobs picking fruit. The standoff lasted 11 weeks until Ethel Barrymore, as Equity's VP and in LA doing a play, released a bombshell statement undermining Gilmore's effort and claiming there had been a settlement between Equity and the studios. Gilmore called this intrusion regrettable. Yeah. Ms. Barrymore's bombshell in the form of a statement to the press Monday, and for which the Equity official has hinted there may be retaliatory measures in the form of temporary suspension for insubordination, was, "I wish to make a statement before leaving Los Angeles on my position in the Equity situation. First, I have sat in at all the meetings between Mr. Frank Gilmore and the producing managers. It was my firm conviction on Thursday, August 8th, the final meeting, that a mutual settlement had been arrived at with sincere assurances, no discrimination, no ill feeling, no aftermath. Second, Mr. Gilmore, last night, Saturday, at the Equity meeting, induced the members to accept a solution which was not a solution, as it had already been refused by the producing managers at the first meeting. Third, during the month I have been playing here, I have begged Mr. Gilmore to call a meeting at a time when I could be present, either on Sunday or a midnight meeting, and that he has refused. It is also regrettable that Miss Barrymore, an equity officer, should make any statement during the heat of conflict after a conference with persons on the opposing side and without any discussion which the executives representing her own people. Tradition, tradition. Union members were pissed, especially after it was reported that she'd met with Irving Thalberg and Jack Warner in her dressing room. One actor said, "If Miss Barrymore could not say anything beneficial for us, the least she could have done would have been to keep still." The result, Equity badly whipped. In August, Equity folded after a tearful meeting that developed into a bitter harangue of Ethel Barrymore, upon whose shoulders the entire blame of the failure of the campaign was placed by the speakers. Film actors remain ununionized. 2 months later, Equity was so fed up with Hollywood that it refused a petition from 46 screen actors begging it to come back. But there was talk of forming a body of screen actors independent of Equity. It took 4 more years to materialize, and it was called SAG. Yeah, literally Ethel Barrymore, be quieter and start apologizing challenge. Challenge rating impossible. But yeah, like, holy shit. I had no idea Ethel Barrymore was, like, so instrumental to breaking the labor movement in the 1920s acting Hollywood. That's why it's SAG and AFTRA on the opposite coasts. Gotcha. We learned a little bit today. Look at us learning. But yes, as of yesterday, Drew Barrymore put out this this statement on Instagram. "I've listened to everyone, and I'm making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. I really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon." Goodness. We do need like the hi-hat sound effect. Yeah, but I don't have my soundboard here, but I if you guys can upload like MP3 files to the Discord, I can put them in the soundboard. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Yeah, Drew Barrymore and strike. Now, during all of this, there has also been a second high-profile media scab who's infinitely suckier. And his name is Bill Maher, who I don't know if his name is pronounced that way, and I don't care. It's probably Bill Maher. I don't care. Fuck him. Here's his statement. "Real time is coming back, unfortunately, sans writers or writing. It has been 5 months, and it is time to bring people back to work. The writers have important issues that I sympathize with and hope they are addressed to their satisfaction, but they are not the only people with issues, problems, and concerns. For example, how will I fuel my massive cocaine addiction without the writers to profit off of? It would seem to be impossible." I added that last part, but it's probably true. "Despite some assistance from me, much of the staff is struggling mightily. We all were hopeful this would come to an end after Labor Day, but that day has come and gone, and there still seems to be nothing happening. I love my writers, and I'm one of them, but I'm not prepared to lose an entire year and see so many below-the-line people suffer so much. I will honor the spirit of the strike by not doing a monologue, a desk piece, new rules, or editorial, the written pieces that I'm so fond and proud of on Real Time. And I'll say it up front to the audience, the show I will be doing without my writers will not be as good as our normal show, full stop. But the heart of the show is an off-the-cuff panel discussion that aims to cut through the bullshit and predictable partisanship, and that will continue. The show will not disappoint." And it's just like, Bill, why? What? Like, again, Bill Maher, you're wealthy as shit. Just pay the workers. If you're so concerned about their welfare, pay them. And like he's acting like he has a gun to his head. It's coming back, everybody. It won't be as good, but it won't disappoint. But it's not gonna be as good. New rule: Bill Maher fucking sucks. That's not a new rule. That's been a rule since the very beginning. This dude sucks so hard. Then the Writers Guild West put out this statement. Bill Maher's decision to go back on the air while his guild is on strike is disappointing. If he goes forward with his plan, he needs to honor more than the spirit of the strike. Bill Maher is obligated as a WGA member to follow the strike rules and not perform any writing services. It is difficult to imagine how Real Time with Bill Maher can go forward without a violation of WGA strike rules taking place. WGA will be picketing this show. Which, goddamn, union strong. And by the way, just as a quick little taste, a quick little tidbit here of what Bill Maher's show is like without writing. Here's his Club Random podcast where he just sits and tries to do a Joe Rogan thing, but like really poorly, and also somehow manages to be sitting in like furniture that makes him look like a 5-year-old child.
You doing a service for America, because our big problem is that half they won't even mingle with the other half anymore. So don't you find that? Yes. I mean, if you I mean, Trump was indicted. This is I don't know when we're
is that Carrot Top? Yeah.
No, it's today. I didn't see it. No, I've been working. I've been preparing for this.
Bro, that's why.
But I know the other two
horse races.
Okay, I know the other two. Indicted but united. Okay. So what's going to happen?
Yes.
So it's going to be what's going to happen. You're the guy. So who we go to for this? What's going to happen?
What I'm saying to you is that this, everyone who saw this, I mean, everyone but you. This is like.
Well, no, I will see it tonight probably.
It's not a.
It's LA. It's a different time zone.
That happened over it. It doesn't matter. It's just you're on the pace of more people than I am. Yeah. But this is my business.
Oh, I'll know.
But it is a pretty big. It is.
I know now.
It's a huge story because this is I mean, you could quibble, and I have about. Well, should they have really gone after an ex-president, even as one as loathsome as he? For the porn star hush money? Yes. Did he do it? Always the answer with any of his trials or impeachments or crimes is, did he do it? Yes, he did it. He's a criminal. Right. He does criminal things. He doesn't even think they're criminal.
I do have to say, like, these camera angles are so fucking weird. Like, it's all framed so awkwardly.
Pure id. He's an insane person because he's got malignant narcissism, like in a certifiable level where he literally can't think of, I don't think, the repercussions for other people. So he did all these things. But should we have gone after him for that one? And then there was the files one. I mean, again, did he do it? Of course. It was like, these files are mine. But this one, January 6th, not conceding the election, the thing that I had been saying all those years about Trump, when people were laughing at me, he's not going to leave office. That one is the one that matters. And so they finally, hopefully they didn't blow their fucking powder on the first two. But of course, all the people who like him, they just think, oh, now they're trying this.
Yeah, well, right.
It's going to change nothing.
Well, no,
I get to my point is we need things where people who think, like when a story comes down like that, half the country's on one side, half's on the other, go to the Carrot Top show.
Nice.
And then, you're not going to do anything that's going to really piss off either one.
No.
Whereas my show pisses off both.
Yeah, your show's great.
That's
the entire thesis of this is that Carrot Top will unite the United States, and holy fuck, man. that hurt. It good. It should. He's bad. He's bad at what he does. Carrot Top is looking like Mike Myers dressed up as a character now, isn't he? Oh, 100%. Mike Myers could play Carrot Top any day of the week. He said Carrot Top should run for president, right? Probably. Like that's the level of like political analysis to expect from Bill Maher. Anyway, people really didn't like that Bill Maher was scabbing. And well, just oddly enough, my decision to return to work was made when it seemed nothing was happening and there's no end in sight to this strike. Now that both sides have agreed to go back to the negotiating table, I'm going to delay the return of real time for now and hope they can finally get this done. So, this scummy dude is just like, yeah, they're negotiating now, so we're not bringing the show back. And I think Chuds of TikTok actually really nailed this one. So basically, you couldn't find celebrities willing to break strike to be on your show. Which, yeah, that would be a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue when SAG and the Writers Guild are working together. Finding cool people to be on your show is going to be extraordinarily difficult. Especially when you're Bill Maher and everyone hates you already. God. I just can't. He's so bad. Anyway, if you take anything from this chat, it should be that you shouldn't be a scab. Don't be a scab. Do not be a scab. Definitely do not scab. Don't do it. Don't do it.